Family UAE is very honoured and privileged to have with us Andy Moor, all the way from the UK. Andy, thank you very much for coming.
No problem.
How's everything? How's your day so far?
It's fantastic, thank you.
Yeah, have you
How's
seen?
your day?
It's good. Thank you very much. Have you seen some sights in Dubai today?
I've seen the hotel room ceiling. I saw the pillow for a few seconds and then that was it. Go on.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
That's a nice kind of day.
Well, I've seen Dubai before. It's a fantastic, amazing place.
Yeah. Have you been here quite a few times before?
A few times, yeah.
Yeah.
About 5-6 times.
Oh,
it's an amazing city. Every time I come, it's bigger.
There's something new. Yeah, definitely. And so let's sort of first of all talk about in terms of the trance scene. You've been in the trance scene and as a DJ, as an artist for a long time now, and you've obviously seen it progress to where it is now. How do you think that progression has sort of really taken shape, and what can we expect in the future as well?
Well, it was a progression and then a bit of a regression, and then it's a bit like a FTSE 100. It's a bit like a stock market. It goes up, it goes down, but sometimes when people perceive it going down, it's not that it's going down, it's other things getting bigger surrounding it. So the trance scene it's always had a lot of people that love the music, and so it should have. It's just that sometimes people don't think it's as popular as it was, based upon the fact that other genres are bigger.
Yeah.
And that's the way I perceive it.
Yeah, and you can see the way sort of house music and progressive has really risen up around it. So trance has sort of moved off the main stage.
To be honest, progressive, it depends where you are. Progressive, I love progressive music. That's gone down massively in some markets, but it's gone up in some markets. It all depends on where you are in the world. I mean, EDM is the big thing that's taking over right now, but for me that's just commercial music. Yeah.
So I mean, if you mentioned about different parts of the world as well. Obviously, being in the Middle East, it's very important for us to sort of, you know, as trance.
We're not in the Middle East, you know. This is just a backdrop.
Yeah, this is.
Nottingham University.
We're in a different place. This is yeah. But we'll tell them it's in the Middle East, so it's fine. So, as the Middle East, you've done a few gigs. I know that you were here last time in the UAE and Abu Dhabi. How do you think that our region in particular has changed over time? And it's difficult to see because it is quite small from our opinion. But from someone who's looking from it from the outside,
it's difficult for me to give you an honest opinion on that, because I've seen very little of what's out there. So I can give you a better picture on the economy and the area as a whole, rather than the scene. So probably not the best question to ask me.
All right.
just because I haven't seen enough of it.
Yeah.
It's susceptible to a lot of marketability. If you can market something good, a lot of people are going to come, whether it's trance, progressive, house, whatever. It's about marketing. It's the same as all over the world. And this is probably one of the big capitalist areas.
Yeah, it's I mean, from how we see it, it's still very young. I mean, 10 years ago, Dubai was just sand, and now it's sand and buildings. So there's some progression. But exactly, and now it's totally different. So it's definitely a very young scene that is slowly getting there. And
I hope it doesn't. You know, it doesn't have to be expats. It can be. There's a very big Middle Eastern fan base of this kind of music. It's just about, we need to get them all to know about where the parties are, and there needs to be 1 or 2 parties per weekend or per night, not 10 competing against each other in various parts of the UAE.
Definitely.
I think that's the future, and we should different promoters should work together, and let's all be a trance family, so to speak. Let's work together. I think that's the future.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, let's talk a little bit about productions, and you have your own label, AVA Recordings. How do you think that having a label works for you as an artist? Do you think it brings a lot of benefits to you and your sets? That kind of thing?
It brings far more negatives than it brings benefits, to be honest with you. But the benefits, it takes a hell of a lot of my time. I've got stress from artists giving me shit all of the time. Sorry for swearing. And I take my responsibility as owning the label quite seriously, and I want to help the artist progress. So I use my time to help the artists, but then I've got to deal with the other side of the coin, the people that have to sell the music, and it's a constant battle. And it doesn't give me anything. You know, it doesn't give me finance, it doesn't give me time, it doesn't give me any benefit in any way. But I still feel like I need to. I've got a passion for it, so I still want to keep.
Yeah, it's that passion, and undoubtedly it's the experience that you have in sort of really nurturing young artists.
I feel it's almost like a charity. I feel like I can do something for somebody somehow through the label.
Yeah.
And the next few years, the label's going through a big progression, so hopefully it's going to be a lot more fruitful for everybody involved.
Yeah, I mean, it's great to see labels such as AVA and you know, obviously it's part of Armada, so there's quite a few other.
We're moving to Black Hole.
Okay,
that's
right.
why I feel a bit more positive.
There's a shift towards Black Hole.
Nothing, you know, everything with Armada was fantastic. I just think for my label, for the way I would like to work, this next step with Black Hole is going to be.
Sure. I mean, yeah, you kind of feel that there are some labels that are obviously the parent ones, and you know, you can see as a fan how they kind of bring things up. But I think it's
about artists.
Ultimately,
it's business, but we don't need to go into that right now. Business is business. For me, music should be music. That's why I'm doing the things the way I want to do them. A good tune should be successful because it's a good tune, not because somebody puts more money into it or somebody supports it more. If it's a good tune and everybody likes it, everybody should buy it, and it will become a successful tune. Yeah. That's how simple it should be. I'm trying to make it. I'm trying to create it. I'm trying to support that part of the music side industry.
No, it's great to have people like yourself who still have that passion, because you do see it a lot where it kind of drops off a little bit.
Luckily for me, I have nothing to lose, so it doesn't hurt me if this fails. The worst it can do is help a few people.
It works then.
Exactly.
So you also had a compilation album out recently. You'd like to tell us a little bit more about that?
It's Breaking the Silence 3. It's the third in the series of compilations, which goes. It's basically just compilations which is composed of music which isn't always known by the majority of people, because obviously, like I've just talked about, marketing makes most people hear certain tunes. I want to make the tunes which I believe should have been heard through a compilation series.
Okay, great.
So it's purely based around the music. When the music is there, the compilation gets released. It's nothing to do with anything else.
That's brilliant. So it's you know, so for trance fans that often find themselves exposed to regular people who are on other radio stations and things, it's a great opportunity for us to sort of find
just to hear a few tunes that we might have missed. I'll be honest with you, it's not going to fulfill the needs of the 138, the faster trance fans, and I'm just as big a fan of that kind of music myself. But this compilation is about the more progressive trance kind of music, which has got a bit of soul, a bit of depth, a bit of deep feeling, and a bit of intricate melodies, but that doesn't get supported these days.
Yeah.
So I want to support it myself through these compilations.
No, it's great. I mean, as a fan, I really appreciate that kind of work that you do.
And as a producer, I appreciate you as a fan appreciating what I do.
That's good. You see, it's a big family, trance family, so to speak.
It's a triple. It's a triple bypass.
It works. It works.
It does work. My uncle and my mum as well.
So looking at you as a DJ now, you've been to, you know, almost every country on the planet, I guess.
Not Vietnam or South Africa.
There's still a few to go. You've never been to South Africa?
No, never in Johannesburg. No.
Okay, all right, we'll have to sort that out. But in these different countries, do you feel that there's a huge difference, or do you like the way that there's sort of that trance family culture around?
I love the fact that everywhere you go, you have to change, you have to adapt to it's real DJing. So what got me into DJing, you see what's there, what you analyse. It's all about analysing what's around. You analyse the people, the culture. Are they going to dance to this kind of music? Do you have to start with this and go to this, or do you start with that and go to this? Or that's part of the enjoyment and the challenge of DJing, and I think that's been lost a lot lately.
Yeah.
With you know, pre-programmed sets and whatever.
Yeah, and the sort of the basic main stage. I'm the DJ. You're
play
here
with
to
obvious
see me.
music. You know, I like to play a few tunes and then get an obvious tune to get their attention, and then drag them into something which I want them to hear and see, and make them enjoy something they never thought they would even existed.
They wouldn't listen to. Yeah. Okay, that's brilliant. And do you have any particularly memorable gigs that you've done that have really sort of?
You said you're going to steer away from the cliche questions.
The cliche, I know. It's in the back of my head having all these cliches.
There's so many. There is so many, unfortunately. I'm a little, you know, I'm a bit of a loose wire after the gig, so it's every gig's got its own story.
Yeah.
So.
It's great. I mean, you know, a guy like you with all that experience. I mean, if we were going to do some sort of fun kind of questions, I could say like, you know, what's like your favorite type of cheese or something, and then you.
Favorite type of cheese is blue.
Blue cheese.
A very creamy blue from Saint-Agur, a place in France.
Really?
Yeah.
I wouldn't have expected that. A French cheese.
Strong, creamy, and even though it's soft, it's less fattening because it's got more water than the hard cheese.
That's quite.
You've got to think about things.
That's analysis, and with a good cracker.
Well,
yeah.
Is it on its own? Because you don't have to have the crackers there just to give a bit more
as
substance.
a transportation device.
Exactly.
We're connoisseurs right here.
We're getting on now. Shut the cameras off. We're going to.
I mean, I could talk about beers.
Not lagers. Lagers are just standard. I like.
Yeah, they're very.
Not for the alcohol content, for the flavour.
It's good. You see, this is like we're bonding now. We did the trance bit, and this is like, you know.
Simple things in life you get enjoyment.
Learning about the important things right now. Exactly. And so when you go back home, obviously you have the label, and you know you're sort of always looking at your own productions as well. What kind of things do you like to do to sort of really relax, unwind? What's something that we might not expect you to do?
Sleep maybe. Like
sleep.
About 3 a.m. I go to sleep, and then about 6:30 I wake up and I carry on.
And that's it. It's just.
No, I played a lot of soccer. Then I had a knee injury, and then I've started playing again now. So I play soccer, golf. I've got another business which I partake in, and spend time with family.
Try to keep active, doing little bits here and there.
I do a hell of a lot, but it's probably quite boring to talk about on the.
Yeah, I don't know if they want to talk about soccer. I could talk about soccer till the cows come home.
But yeah, I like to do lots of things. Music is a huge passion of mine, the number one. Second beyond football, soccer. Mm-hmm. But that's just because it was in me. In football is a huge passion because it was in me from a child.
Yeah, it's that.
When I analyse it now, it's just beauty. It's a part of evolution which doesn't need to exist anymore.
There's no melody in football.
Exactly. But it's still inside me though, unfortunately. So soccer is a huge thing. I'm a massive Stoke City fan, and I love to play football.
It's okay. Someone has to be.
It gives me a lot of enjoyment. I love to do it.
That's good. It's nice. Hopefully we won't see you.
Instead of banging my head against the keyboard, trying to get the bass line sounding good.
Well, Andy, you know, it's great to chat with you and to talk about some key issues that I know that we're interested in and Trance family as a whole, but at the same time to learn a little bit more about Andy Moor and what kind of things you do.
I appreciate the opportunity to talk to you.
Particularly about cheese. I think that was.
That's a cheesy comment.
Yeah, that's cheese. That's the most EDM it gets here. So Andy, thanks so much. And,
cheers. Thank you.
We hope to see you here soon.
Okay, thanks a lot. Cheers.
Thanks.